As kids, many of us are built up to believe we can be anything we want. At least in the Western world, life is talked up to be some fantasy, only for us to spend our teens suppressed by those same people who built us up. Their illusions of reality and wisdom bleed their way into our lives. We are taught that we can be anything and showed that we can be nothing. This often leads to us outright rejecting the truly valuable lessons we could have possibly obtained. Your teens are your foundation for your life. They do not define you, but can be extremely detrimental to your future. Writers like Dostoevsky believe it is meaning we need, and that we need to suffer for something. Things like pleasure and luxury only corrode the soul. Our dreams are what we should chase, especially at such an early time like our teens. They are the forefather for one of the most important times in our lives.
We in the roaring 20's, I'm in my 20's too. In 730 days I will be 22. In 730 days if I make my own way, best believe it, I'll be worm food in the dirt too.
That's not crazy, but I'm scared to get my ass.
Your 20s are exactly what you make them. Whether you go to college for 4 years after high school or you get straight into the workforce, it doesn't necessarily matter. It's up to we as the people to decide how we spend our lives, but many of us would rather spend it doing something that we hate so we can survive, rather than surviving doing something we love, because it might not be as lucrative. And I understand that. Money is something that is highly important to many of us. But what's the point of money if you're unhappy? What's the point of life if you're unhappy? I think being able to see both sides of the spectrum is highly important. Because you've seen the rags to riches where people grind, 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 doing something that they don't necessarily like, but they always make it in something they do enjoy doing. They don't do something they hate forever and then get rich. They do something they can tolerate, enjoy, have fun with. We all wanted to be something as children. Some of that's not necessarily realistic for most people, but within it, there are certain things that you can do. You can do things you enjoy. I just personally resent the idea that my 20s have to be some hard nosed bookworm locked in an office till 5 a.m. just so I can have wealth. I don't want to look at a computer screen until my eyes are bloodshot red because I want money. I would much rather destroy my body over and over doing whatever athletic endeavor I choose to, because that's personally what I'm passionate about over that any day of the week. Even if I was making $100,000 doing something I hated and I was making 20 doing something I loved, I think every single time you should choose the thing you love. And I don't think it's healthy for the mind and body to not do that. Many of us see our time in our 20s as we're finally free, we can do as we please. Now, while I don't think you should push yourself into doing something you hate just so you can be rich one day, I don't think you should just fuck around either. I think this is a very important time in our lives for your brain and body to be developed, because you don't want to be 35 and looking around as all your friends are married and you have nothing. You have nothing built for yourself. So while I do believe you need to build something for yourself and you can't just fuck around, there's a very healthy medium that I think a lot of us are missing. I want to travel. I want to see the world. I want to jump off of cliffs. I want to paraglide. I want to ride a horse. I want to race cars. There's a lot I want to do, but I can't do that if I'm working 80 hours a week in an office. And I definitely can't do any of that if I'm broke getting drunk in college. In America, especially, we are failing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We are entirely failing as a country. So much to the point where we're plummeting in the freedom index, which makes no sense for a country built off of freedom. The younger generations are waking up. We can see it, but we have no power as of now. And you can blame elitists or you can blame the rich, but you're unhappy not because they exist, not because they're sucking up all the resources, but because you're not doing what you're passionate about. You're not doing what you love. There is no validity in anything else except for what you want to do with your life. And that's entirely up to you.